This video provides guidance on acknowledging and referencing GenAI tools. When you use GenAI as part of your assessment, you must acknowledge your use. This is done by making a statement of acknowledgement. A statement of acknowledgement contains information on which tools you have used, the date which you used these tools, and the purpose that you have used each tool. Remember that the purpose must align with the allowable uses specified in the assessment brief. It may also contain the prompts used when interacting with the tool. You will indicate how you use the outputs in your assessment, as well as how you have retained evidence of your GenAI use, including by saving records of your prompts and the GenAI outputs. Different units vary in how they want you to make your statement of acknowledgement, so make sure to look for this information on each assessment brief and check with the unit assessor if you are unsure. You should also keep copies of your rough drafts before any generated content was added. Now we will look at two different ways that students may have to make a statement of acknowledgement. In some cases, unit assessors will provide a template for the assessment, and the statement of acknowledgement is included as part of that template. In this case, you will see that the unit assessor has provided a statement of acknowledgement at the beginning of the template. You should read through this carefully. Underneath the initial text, you will have to select whether or not you have used generative AI. In this unit, students who answer no must still ensure that they retain evidence of their assessment preparation, including evidence of how they conducted research for the assessment. If they have used generative AI, they also have to affirm they use the tools within the limits specified and kept records of their use. The final step in this process is to list the tools that were used and the purposes for which each tool was used. And they do this in a table at the end. If a template was not provided, we suggest that you include the statement either in a cover page or as an appendix. Copies of screenshots of prompts and outputs can also be included in that appendix. Not all unit assessors require this, so check the unit assessment brief and clarify with your tutor or assessor if you are unsure. The statement should still provide the name of the tool, the date and purpose of the use, and how you integrated any outputs with your own work. Short prompts may be included within the statements, while longer prompts may be saved in the appendix. There's a quick guide on the SCU website in the Learning Zone on acknowledging and referencing GenAI. This will help you with completing your own statement. For some uses, the statement will be all that's required, but if you quote or paraphrase generated text or include images or other GenAI generated artifacts, you'll also need to reference the GenAI tool. To help you with this, the library created 3 different library guides on 3 different referencing styles, and each has a generative AI tool category. Navigate to the library website, find the referencing guide for your discipline, and then in the left-hand menu of the referencing guide, you will find a category on generative artificial intelligence tools. This is where you'll find the details of how to cite in text, reference, and attribute images in that style. Now let's look at one example. This example is for APA 7 style. There are 2 components to referencing: the in-text citation and the entry that will appear in your final reference list. The in-text citation may also refer to the appendix if you have saved your outputs there. The reference includes the author of the model, Microsoft in the case of Copilot, the title of the tool, the type of tool, and the link. If you've included a generated image, you'll include a citation and prompt as part of a note underneath that image, as demonstrated here. Just as for generated text, you would also include a full reference, for Midjourney in this case, in your reference list. Remember to consult the library for information on using GenAI. The library has a detailed guide on GenAI in the LibGuide section. You can also chat with a librarian online if you have queries about citing or referencing a GenAI tool. Refer to the Learning Zone Quick Guide on acknowledging and referencing GenAI tools for further guidance and another example of how to complete a statement of acknowledgement.